Good day, ladies and gentlemen. This is Sarel van Ginnen, aka Mr. VG, and this is a fantastic day to do financial mathematics, specifically looking at compound interest. And this is a video about nominal interest rates. Remember, nominal interest rates are interest where the interest is not just compounded once a year, but more than one time once a year. So in other words, like interest compounded quarterly, daily, monthly, half yearly, or semi-annually. That's the other one, that other term used for half yearly. But where the interest is calculated like a real life scenario. So when we look at nominal interest rates, the best advice for me is to start with a scenario. Start with a problem. Like, how much must I invest to have 20,000 Rand in 5 years' time at 10% per annum, compounded semi-annually? When I look at a sum like this, it's always good to analyze, to mine into the information. So how much must I invest to have 20,000 Rand? So that is my final value. In 5 years' time, like my timeline, but now you will see that I highlighted the word semi-annually. That means twice a year. So that 5, which is in years, I want to put into half years. So in other words, N is 10 half years. So everything that I'm looking for must be in half years for the formula. So the interest rate, the interest rate, which is at the moment 10% per annum, that we've got to look at getting that per half year. So I've got to divide it by 2, which means it's 0.05 per half year. Very important. Your N and your interest rate, so your number of periods and your interest rate, must be the same periods, half years in this case. So in other words, when going to the formula, I'm always going to start off now by saying the A is P1 plus I to the N. Starting with my formula, I'm going to substitute my 20,000 into A, my interest rate in there, and my 10 half years into N. How can I now calculate P? Well, I'm simply going to divide by that back bracket, the whole back bracket. Put it into the formula or into my calculator, and this is approximately 12,278 Rand and 27 cents. In other words, I have to invest 12,278 Rand and 27 cents to get 20,000 Rand after 5 years. Let's look at another example, ladies and gentlemen. At what interest rate, compounded daily, will an investment double in 4 years' time? I want you to try the sum yourself. Put a star next to it, because this is the kind of exam question you can expect. So, let's analyze this. At what interest rate? So I know there's my monkey. That's what I want to get to, the interest rate. Compounded daily. So I want to put my years into days so that I can use them in my formula. Will an investment, so P is X. If you don't like using X and you want to use any other value, you have to tell that to the examiner. So you will have to say to the examiner, let P be equal to 1,000 or 10,000 or how many ever. Now, it says there the investment will double. So that will be 2x. I love just working with x's because we're now big boys and girls. So we are fine, we are familiar with working with x's. But if it doesn't make you comfortable, use a value for p, but tell that to the examiner. So going to my formula, my trusty formula, I'm going to substitute these values in for a and for p first of all, and then I'm going to substitute the n in as well. Now please understand that that I value is compounded daily because I have it as my n being 1460. So solving for I must first get my whole bracket alone. So I'm going to divide both sides by x. When I've done that, I've got my x's that divide away, and that leaves me with 2 equal to 1 plus I to the 1460. Again, remember, I want to get to that little I in the middle. So I'm going to take a very large root, which is the 1460 power root, and then I'm left on the right-hand side with 1 plus I. If I subtract 1 on both sides, I have this beautiful expression which ends up to give me an I value of 0.00047 per day. So to get this to be per year, okay, because we love to have our interest rate per year, I'm going to times by 365, and that gives me 17.33% per annum, but it's not effective, it's compounded daily. So in other words, that is exactly what the examiner was looking for. Ladies and gentlemen, not a difficult question, but definitely an exam question. So if I were you, I would put a star next to it. This is Mr. VG signing out. Have a gorgeous and amazing rest of your day. Keep well. Cheers.